Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. With Cassette Beasts now out and a lot of people picking it up and getting ready to play for the first time, I figured now was as good a time as any to explore the starter options you're given at the beginning of the game and what those starters will evolve into. I think for a lot of people when it comes to monster taming games, and starters especially, wanting to know what your monster is going to look like in its final form is paramount, and I can totally understand that. Sometimes you see something you think looks cool, but then find out its final form looks like poop. Anyways, that's pretty much what this video is going to be. We're going to explore both of the starters, discuss a little bit about how they play in their base forms, then show off their evolutions at the end. So make sure to sit back, relax, and let's dive in. Okay, so when I say starter, I'm referring to the two cassette options you're given during the beginning sequence of the game, where you're asked what your aesthetic is by Kaylee when being attacked by traffic crab. You have the option between spooky and sweet, and depending on which you pick will depend on the tape you're given. Each starter comes with its own evolutions that are actually themselves branching, making for a total of 5 forms per line. So you got one base form, 2 separate middle stages, then 2 separate final stages, again, depending on which option you branch over to. As of the time I'm putting this video together, which is well in advance, I have not yet 100% completed the game, so I will be putting out a starter location guide at a separate date so you can eventually get both. By the time you guys are watching this, I would have already beaten the game, and it's quite possible that I've actually 100%ed it, but for now, if you chose Spooky, you'll obtain the cassette containing the essence of Bansheep, a beast type who's described as follows. The eerie moans of the wild Bansheep at night have led many to believe that they are restless undead spirits, but this is untrue. They are very much alive. They just like to have a bit of a whine. Who doesn't? As you can see, its stats are relatively balanced, and its base sticker moveset does seem to lean towards evasion and lowering enemy accuracy, with Sheer Luck increasing evasion while your health is lower, and Battering Ram being a solid move that does good damage and decreases enemy accuracy. If you chose Sweet, you'll be given the essence of Candevil, another beast type who's got the following database entry. Candevils possess the peculiar ability to generate sugary sweets from their bodies, which can be used as gifts or ballistic projectiles. Some find this quite charming, whereas others argue that it's actually quite weird and gross. This one's moveset increases speed with lower health with the passive sticker Sugar Rush, and has a damaging move that is ranged called Bon Bon Blast, which again does good damage and lowers enemy evasion. When looking at these two side by side, their stats are almost identical with a swap in their defenses pretty much, and moveset wise they both do have a mix, but I think Bansheep leans a little more to the physical side of things, while Candevil leans a little more towards ranged. This is further solidified by the fact that Bansheep has a move that raises its physical attack in the form of Sharpen, whilst Candevil raises its ranged attack with Raise Arms. Now, do keep in mind that Cassette Beasts' movesets are very customizable due to the sticker system present within the game, meaning that any stickers you find laying around you can use in order to swap movesets around, and given their very balanced nature, you'd likely be able to run either or in either way you would like. Now, next up, we're going to get into the evolutions of these monsters, and I will say that personally, I did run through the game with Bansheep, and I don't have all of the stat spreads just yet for the other starters and the other forms of Banshee that I did not take. Again, I am making this guide about 2 to 3 weeks in advance, but don't fret, because based on your guys' feedback, I might put together a best starter guide where I compare and tell you guys which starter and evolution I think is better overall. So think of this section as more of a showcase of their evolutions rather than a complex competitive breakdown. So once you've gotten to the stage in which you can evolve Bansheep, the game will give you a dialogue choice with each answer, giving you a hint as to what the evolution can be. One of these options will net you the astral type evolution Woltergeist, which will subsequently evolve into Ramtasm, whom is also an astral type. Should you choose the other option while your Bansheep is in its first stage, you'll get the Earth type Zombleet, whom will further evolve into Capricorse. I ended up doing my playthrough with Ramtasm, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of wish it had the Earth type. He looks really cool. Over to Candevil, it too will have a split evolution, with one becoming a poison type, that being Malchemy, whom will further evolve into Miasmodus, if I said that correctly, whom is also a poison type. Should you choose the other option, you will be greeted with a metal type Vendimon, whom will further evolve into Gumball. These ones are kind of goofy and I like them. Whichever way you slice it, your beast type starter will change types, whether it be to astral or earth in the case of Bansheep, or to poison or metal with the case of Candevil. Cassette Beasts does a really good job of balancing its monsters, so I wouldn't worry too much about which one is superior. As far as I can tell, they're both pretty evenly matched. But yeah, tell me which starter evolution is your favorite. If you want to see every single monster that will be present in Cassette Beasts, stay tuned later today for 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live premiere where we'll be showcasing every single monster in the game in a similar format to what we did with games like Coromon, Nexomon, etc. If you do want to stay up to date on Cassette Beasts or monster taming in general, definitely subscribe for daily videos, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.